Okay, chapter 31. Again, very interesting one about Qutb, Ghawth, Abdal. Okay, it's something we talk about. It's not something that's well known. Who are these people? Why do they have these titles, and what do they do? Alright, well, these are awliya ikram, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specially sent to the world for certain reasons. Just like He has angels who control certain aspects of the world. Alright, He has certain people that are very special. And again, this is not something that's been made up. Right? The Qur'an hints at this in a number of verses. Ala inna awliya Allahi la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Behold that the awliya ikram, the awliya friends of Allah, have no fear nor do they grieve. Okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says that He will elevate in degree those of you who believe and those of you who have been given knowledge. يَرَفِعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. So He'll raise people with belief, and He'll raise people with ilm. So if Allah likes you, He'll give you knowledge. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevates people in accordance with their practices, their hearts, their knowledge, etc. to certain ranks. And we know some of these levels. We know, for example, we have Anbiya Ikram, but above them we have Rusuls, prophets. Yeah? Because prophets, messengers. We have Anbiya Ikram, prophets, or we have above them messengers. Messengers are the ones who bring revelation. So they are prophets and messengers. But prophets are not messengers, they don't bring revelation. Yeah? So already there's ranks. Then we have awliya ikram, where we've mentioned inna awliya Allah. We have companions. We have ansar and muhajirun. We have many ranks in Islam. So these additional ranks, Qutb, Ghawth, Abdal. So where do we find these? And Allah also says that He will find above every knowledgeable one, there is one more knowledgeable. You know, you have Musa alayhi salam being guided by Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam. Now there's a debate as to whether he's a prophet or not. You have someone guiding Musa alayhi salam. Right? And who is above Musa alayhi salam? Hardly anybody. Right? So Allah has these people. You know, where is Khidr alayhi salam? Where does he come from? Is he just here for that story and that's it? He's been hanging around the earth just to meet Musa alayhi salam for the few incidences and that he's disappeared. No, he's got a purpose. We just don't know easily. We have to investigate. So the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned Abdal. Okay, and he says these Abdal, their hearts have closeness with the heart of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And he mentioned Mughira ibn Shu'ba. He is one of the 7. هذا أحد السبعة. And part of these are the people who Allah uses to protect the earth and do good for the inhabitants. Okay? So I got the reference, got the Arabic. So the Prophet Muhammad said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's mentioned 7 Abdaals. Okay? Substitutes. The word Abdal is there. The hadith continues. Okay, an Ethiopian entered the door. An Ethiopian entered the door. This Ethiopian was bald, had a short nose, and he had some water on his head. You know, the pots of water. And the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Abu Darda, it's him. Then the Prophet asked him to pray for forgiveness. And the Ethiopian said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, may Allah be blessed, may Allah bless you, may Allah be pleased with you, and may Allah forgive you. So this Ethiopian came, and the Prophet was explaining, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that this is a person from whom Allah protects the earth and does good for the inhabitants. And he was a nobody. So nobody enters a mosque. I think he used to clean the mosque. He had a jar of water, and the Prophet said, "Pray for me." Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he recognized him, but people didn't recognize him, and that's how these people live. They're Allah's very special people, but ordinarily unrecognizable. And you find in Mustadrak and Abu Shayba, Abu Shayba is a hadith collection before Sahih Sittah, so before Bukhari, before Muslim, before all these. And he says when Imam Mahdi comes, they will do bay'ah with Imam Mahdi, the people. And he even mentioned the number of people. Then he said later, after that, the friends of Allah, the awliya ikram, will come from Iraq, and the Abdal will come from Syria. It's mentioned here. Right? And they'll come to him for allegiance. So if you look at the bottom of page 96, is I think that, or bottom of that page, فَيَأْتِيهِ عَصَبُ الْإِرَاقِ, the people of Iraq, وَالْأَبْدَالُ الشَّامِ, and the Abdal of Sham, of Syria. The Prophet mentions, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the word Abdal, and he mentions from Sham. So he's talking about these people. One he actually meets in the mosque, and he describes him, or rather he's described. Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala, he's narrated this in Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal's collection. The people of Syria were mentioned in front of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala while he was in Iraq, and they said, "Curse them." He said, "No, because I heard the Messenger of Allah say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the Abdal are in Syria. Al-Abdal yakununa bisham, wa hum arba'un rajulan, and they are 40 people." Okay, this is in Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal's collection. So the people of Abdal are in Syria, and there are 40 of them. And when one of them dies, Allah replaces him with another. That's why they're called Abdal, the substitutes. When one dies, he's substituted by another. And because of them, Allah brings the rain, and Allah brings victory, Muslims victory over their enemies, and keeps punishment away from the people of Syria. Unfortunately, the parts of Syria, punishment is not being kept away, unfortunately, because of the behavior of certain Muslim countries and people. But the majority of Syria is not being affected. Okay.
So can we understand it's still there now?
They are. Again, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayhi, the Abdal of this community are 30. Their hearts are in affinity with that of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. When one of them dies, Allah replaces him. So again, there's 40 mentioned, there's 30 mentioned. The ijma is 40. And you find this in Tabarani, you find this in Ahmad, you find this in Imam Suyuti. Okay. So Abdals are mentioned, and the 7 are mentioned. The Prophet ﷺ said he's one of the 7. So there's a group of Abdals, say 40, but within that group there's 7 special ones. Okay, these are called the Qutbs.
What is the word Qutb?
Yeah, I said decider. It's someone who's central to a decision.
Okay.
Yeah, someone who's central to a decision. And you can call them saints, but I think that's a better term. Central, a core decision maker. Okay, fine. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.